I think I speak for everybody. That's great to see him on the road to recovery. So that is great news from Randy Moss. Over the weekend, he tweeted this, that he was talking to his son at lunch, and he was trying to pick out their top 5 quarterbacks. Mahomes, Jackson, Allen, Burrow, in no order. Who's the 5th? So I said, great question. So I'll throw it out to the group. Who is the 5th best quarterback in the NFL?
Well, as you guys know, and I may say this later on in the show as well, 5 to 15 or 16 is fluid.
5 to 15?
It is fluid.
That's too big of a group.
Let somebody let Brock Purdy or J-Lo have a huge year,
J-Lo.
and you'll be talking about them as number 5, Jordan Love.
I forgot about J-Lo.
Yeah, J-Lo. Right now,
5 to 15 is never
too. No, that's
it
too
was 5
many.
to 10.
That's true.
And then you opened it up to 12.
Because he couldn't.
But when did 12 to 15
This is a backlog of Purdy.
No.
But go ahead.
I'm right now. I'm gonna say Jaden Daniels. Right now, I'm gonna say Jaden Daniels. Now I get it. A sophomore slump is on the table or whatever. We saw C.J. Stroud have it, but this guy, he's only got 1 year, but it was the best rookie season we've ever seen. All right. He took a 4-win team with a first-year coach to 12. They went 12 wins and the NFC Championship game. And he was very good in the championship game.
It was close.
He can run it, but it wasn't because of him. It was because of the defense that they got blasted. He can run it. He can throw it. He's accurate. He's poised. He's a leader.
Tough.
He had one really good weapon in Terry McLaurin. That was it. Then it was the running game was pretty good, okay, right? The offensive line was solid, no doubt. Tight ends, okay. He didn't have any, nothing was set on a platter for him, and he went out there and got it done. So right now, I think I'd have to go with Jaden Daniels.
Okay, so I don't know if my answer is going to work for this little pop we just did on the screen, because I love Randy and glad he's back as well. And this is not about Randy because I think this is general consensus. I think it should be amended.
Oh.
I think that there either has to, at this point, just be an agreed upon top 3, or there has to be an agreed upon top 5. And by that I mean this. If you just want to say Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, the guy who, has won a bunch of Super Bowls and has a couple MVPs, and the other 2 most recent MVPs who are always in the playoffs every single year, that's your top 3, and after that is debatable. Or if you want to say Joe Burrow gets to stay in this hallowed ground despite being more than the other guys an injury risk and has been to the playoffs twice in his career, then you also, the flip side to that fair coin is the guy who doesn't have the numbers but always puts his team in position and just won the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts, he has to be in that top 5 as well. So you understand what I mean? If we want to say Mahomes, Allen, Lamar have levitated above the rest of the league, so be it. But if we're saying Joe Burrow, who you guys know for a long time I argued was the second best quarterback in football, but the results of the last 2 years have to matter. Joe Burrow gets to stay in based on raw numbers without the victories, then Jalen Hurts, the tush-push, the winning the Super Bowl, his offense scoring almost 100 points in the final 2 games of the year has to propel him as well. So I think if there's a 5th, it should be even though I don't think Jalen Hurts is better than Matt Stafford, but I think he deserves to be considered a top 5 quarterback.
Sounds good.
Because of the postseason success. If you were starting a team, you wouldn't pick Hurts.
No,
probably
I wouldn't.
The 5th quarterback.
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
I don't think you would.
But I also would be.
Well, I think you're unfairly penalizing Joe Burrow for the organization that he's part of. When you look at Jalen Hurts and what he has with the Eagles, then you look at the Ravens, and then you look at Buffalo, it's a much better situation for all 3 of those guys. I don't think, just to propel Jalen Hurts up because of, he has had success from a team perspective, but to penalize Burrow and
it's not so much I'm not again. I said I'm fine.
A fair.
No, I'm fine with it being a top 5 that Burrow and Jalen are in. What I'm saying is I think that it is unfair to say Joe Burrow is in the class of the other 3 and Jalen Hurts isn't. So either like
here's why I would say
I understand that. I don't agree. I think if you had a quarterback draft, you took Mahomes out of it, and you're going to draft those three guys, that probably a third of the league would each take one of those three. Would take Burrow, would take Josh Allen, or would take Lamar. I don't think it would be a lopsided where Joe Burrow wouldn't be.
I agree with Coach, because why weren't they in the playoffs last year? I mean, I've criticized Burrow for that first loss. I'll give you that first loss against New England. But outside of that, it was the defense.
Listen,
strictly, and I don't think anybody's going to penalize Burrow for that.
But the year before, they were 500 when he played in his numbers. He was awful to start the year, and then got hot and got hurt.
I
disagree, and I want to know your answer, Coach. But I disagree with you. If you took Mahomes out of it, and you asked all 32 GMs, I think Josh Allen gets 26 votes, and I think Lamar gets 5. I don't think there is. I don't think there are 10 GMs in the league that would say, "Oh, I can have Josh Allen or Joe Burrow. I'll take Joe." I just don't think there are. I think Mahomes is the near universal 1, and Allen is the near universal 2. And then Lamar is not universal, but I think those guys have separated themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree. I think you're underestimating the way that people value Joe Burrow.
I agree.
Do you have a fifth?
Oh, yeah, my fifth is Jayden Daniels. I'm with you.
Wow. You're going to do it again with the young QBs?
I didn't want to.
Wow.
I got burnt last year by C.J. Stroud. I did like Jayden Daniels a lot last year at the start of the season, so I figure I'm going to ride with him another year against my better judgment. But to your point about having one of the best seasons ever by a rookie quarterback, if not the best season, not only did he have the most rushing yards, but he had the highest completion percentage. And then there's category after category where he's at the top or the top. What I really liked about it, though, was how he played in those big moments. So he had 4 game-winning drives in the regular season, and then he had a game-winning drive in the postseason. And to me, that's what you're looking for from young quarterbacks. It's not how they perform. For the first thing is, how do they run the offense? Right. That's a base level. Then can it be a weapon? And then it's how are they in those big moments? And that's a step that he took, or sorry, a skill set that he showed last year, to me, that distinguishes himself from other young quarterbacks who have had really good rookie seasons.
Should have seen Jalen Hurts in those big moments.
Is that your answer, Hurts?
That was going great. Yeah, I basically convinced Nick. I felt like very proud that segment. I was just like, this is all of my.
It doesn't really.
I don't really.
Mounjaro for adults with type 2 diabetes.